For our reading portion of today, to start it, I want to go back to page 29, activity 3.3, in our activity notebook. So we are all looking at page 29, activity 3.3. Yesterday, we had two focus words in our reading. Our first one was, thank you, our first focus word was transparent. What does it mean if something is transparent? Grayson. You can see through it. Very good. Turn and tell your neighbor the three things we discovered were transparent. Aiden. That was not okay. 3, 2, 1. We had air, we had glass, and we had water. Fabulous. What page did we find those on yesterday in our reading? 14. Page 14. Fabulous. Thank you. We also had our second focus word yesterday was the word. Thank you. So we're looking at our activity notebook now, please. We had the word opaque. Griffin, it would be very helpful if you were on the correct page with us. We had the word opaque yesterday. If something is opaque, what do we know about it?
Can't see through it.
Viola, thank you for being a respectful classmate and raising your hand. The light is absorbed and it's blocked and you can't see through it, right? So an example of someone that or something that is opaque is us. We are opaque. You cannot see through us. We also did an experiment yesterday with something that was opaque, and our opaque objects yesterday were and that aluminum foil, right? Very good. Today, we are going to be looking at the main idea. So as we read today, we are going to be looking at page, give me just a moment. We are going to look at page 41 in our activity notebook. So please take a moment and turn your activity notebook to page 41, where you're going to have a little graphic organizer. It's pretty mini. Page 41. In today's reading, we are going to be working to fill out the main idea. The main idea is what the text is mostly about. This is going to be a huge focus for us throughout these chapters, but it's going to be what the text is mostly about. And then we're going to be looking for details as well. Supporting details are going to be facts that tell you about the main idea. So we've talked before that you might find a really cool fact, but it's not necessarily the main idea. But that really cool fact might support the main idea, okay? So that's what we're going to work with today is finding what was our reading mostly about and what are some facts or details that we come across as we are reading today. We are going to be in chapter 3 today. You don't need to open it yet. Let's go through vocabulary and then turn to it. Our first word we're going to come across today is one we already saw. I told you that these words are going to be very much crossed from one to the other. Our first word is the word mirror. Do you guys know what a mirror is?
Yes.
We worked with that today, right? Whoop. What do we see in a mirror? You see your reflection. Very good. That is what you're going to be seeing with the mirror, is that example of your reflection, which is great because our next word is, what do you think?
Reflection.
So close. It's reflect. If something is going to reflect, it throws back light and it throws back heat, or it could even throw back sound from a surface. So that echo is going to be that reflection off of surfaces. Say that's that sound coming off. Or also that reflect means to be like throwing back light at you. Like we can see that reflection.
You can actually see.
I'm throwing back light. So I just took my mirror and just reflected that light, right? So we're no. Our next word is this is a multiple meaning word. This is the word plane. Plane has two meanings. A plane could be the plane that flies in the sky, or a plane can be like a flat surface. And that's what we're talking about today, is that flat surface of something, or more or less flat anyway. Our next word is the word kaleidoscope. What's our word?
Kaleidoscope.
How many of you have ever seen or heard of a kaleidoscope before? Good. A kaleidoscope is going to be like a tube, And inside the tube, there are colored pieces of glass or an object. Like the kaleidoscope I used to have had like glitter inside. And when you hold it up to the light, the mirrors catch all of the different reflections and it shows different patterns. So we'll look at examples of what that kaleidoscope shows you today. We do not have examples of kaleidoscopes that we can bring into class, partly because we can't be sharing it, right? But you would hold it up, it catches light, and then you see, because it's catching light, it's reflecting off all the surfaces and all the colors, and it makes really cool patterns inside of a kaleidoscope. So we're going to talk about light and mirrors and planes and colors and put it all together inside that kaleidoscope today. And last but not least, we have distort. What's our word?
Distort.
If something is, and we already talked about this word, distorted, it's twisted. It's not a normal shape anymore. So today we read about the water being distorted because it was ripply and wavy, right? So to distort. Yes, Haley?
On my amplifier, I had a word distort.
Perfect. So she's on it. She had distort on her amplify. Emery?
On the word plane, can it also be like a plain paper?
Yes, and that's actually, there's two different spellings for it too, P-L-A-I-N and P-L-A-N-E. But then one of them's a multiple meaning word and it's a homophone. So there's lots of different ways to throw around with it. A homophone is a word that's spelled or sounds the same, but it's spelled different and has a different meaning. We'll get more into homophones and multiple meaning words throughout the year as well. Brock?
Like Emery for plane, it sounds like it can go in incline plane.
Yep. So lots of different, then there's, that all fits together. So that would be that flat. When we say incline plane, that plane is flat and incline is because it's up. So yes, exactly part of that. Yes, Kate, Charlie.
Plane has three meanings, like,
So if you listened, it's a multiple meaning word and a homophone. So that's why it has more. There's a whole nother spelling for it as well. Third graders, we're going to go ahead and jump into our reading. Go ahead and open up to the table of contents. And we'll jump into chapter 3.